The billionaire thought money could save his son. Until the doctor said 4 words that shattered everything. The waiting room of the prestigious Chicago General Hospital felt cold, despite the high-end heating. Julian Sterling, a man whose family name was etched into the cornerstones of the city's oldest banks, sat stiffly in a designer suit. Across from him sat Marcus, a man in a faded hoodie and work boots, his hands stained with the grease of a long shift at the local garage. Julian kept checking his gold watch, shifting uncomfortably. He looked at Marcus not as a person, but as a statistic. To Julian, Marcus represented a part of the city he only saw on the news, a different world, a different breed. When Marcus offered a small, sympathetic nod, Julian looked away, pulling his briefcase closer as if to shield his world from the presence of another. The lead surgeon emerged, looking defeated. "Mr. Sterling, your son's internal injuries are severe. He has a rare blood type, AB, negative, and our local supply was depleted in a multi-car pileup an hour ago. We've called other hospitals, but the blizzard has grounded the transport choppers. We need a donor now." Julian's wealth, his prestige, and his Ivy League connections suddenly meant nothing. All the money in his offshore accounts couldn't manufacture a single drop of life. Marcus stood up slowly. "I'm AB negative," he said quietly. Julian looked up, stunned.
"You, but—"
He trailed off, his own prejudices catching in his throat. He had spent his life believing they were fundamentally different. Genetically, socially, even biologically. "My brother needed a donor years ago," Marcus said, walking toward the nurse's station. "Ever since then, I make sure I'm available. Blood is blood, man." An hour later, Julian stood by his son's bedside. He watched the clear plastic tube, where the dark red life force flowed from one man to the other. There were no labels on the blood. No zip codes, no tax brackets, no race. It was just heat and life. When Marcus walked out of the donor room, looking tired, Julian met him in the hallway. For the first time in his life, Julian didn't see a stranger or a type. He saw a savior. "I don't know how to thank you," Julian whispered, his voice cracking. Marcus put a hand on Julian's shoulder, the same hand Julian had shrunk away from earlier. "You don't have to," Marcus said. "Just remember, when the lights go out, we all bleed the same color. Maybe it's time we start living like it."